KSJE 90.9. Please join me every weekday starting at 9 a.m. for the chance to hear full-length, unabridged opera, ballet, symphonic, and chamber music. I'll share news of local concert events that you may be interested in attending, background information about some of the greatest musical compositions ever written. Tune in weekdays 9 to 10 a.m. and Wednesday from 9 to 10:30.
KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center. The most important ingredients to sustaining health and wellness are the resources and tools that help you live a vibrant and healthy life. At San Juan Regional Medical Center, the goal is to promote health by making sure those resources are available. Find the path to the best life at lifebetterhere.com. San Juan Regional Medical Center. Better is our mission, improving lives through personalized health and care. Twelve minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Tuesday morning, the 24th day of January, 2023. Good morning, everybody. I'm Scott Michlin, and thank you for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM, of course, right here in San Juan County over the air. In Durango, Colorado, over the air, we're broadcasting at 103.3 FM. And you can always listen to us live by just going to our website, wherever you are on the planet, which is ksje.com, or ask your smart speaker to play KSJE. Welcome also to our viewers. This is a community-supported visual radio station. We couldn't do any of this without the community support, so thank you for that. And we welcome our viewers who are watching the program, which is streaming out live to the KSJE Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and our Twitter account. Thank you for joining us, everybody, because coming up in the next few moments, my conversation with Trace Rios Habitat for Humanity. And there's lots to talk about. They are searching for their next family who wants to own a home of their own. That and an upcoming fundraiser for just in time for Valentine's Day, and much, much more. So stay tuned for our conversation with Trace Rios Habitat for Humanity right here on KSJE. Later on, of course, we'll be checking in on this Tuesday with Amber Francisco from the Farmington Regional Animal Shelter. Amber joins me every Tuesday to tell us about some of the pets available for adoption this week. And this week that includes the good-looking cat on the screen right there. That's Willie, looking for his forever home. So join us for that later on this hour on KSJE. Mick Hess is standing by to take us roving with the arts, our weekday classical music program. That begins next hour after the news, of course, at 9:06 here on KSJE. And don't forget, you can connect with us on our social media platforms, including our Instagram page, in addition to Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. And if you are a podcast person, we invite you to subscribe for free to KSJE Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, places like iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, and Google Podcasts. Check us out. Maybe discover a program that you may have missed recently. Outside our studios here at San Juan College, like many places in the area this morning, it is foggy. You can't even see the campus of San Juan College from our weather camera, which is always pointing at the campus this morning. Pretty heavy fog in places, so do be careful if you're out driving around. But there is some frozen fog in the area, so visibility is low. We are expecting the forecast, of course, to clear up during the day, but as of right now, there are some delays also going to pass along. The Central Consolidated School District has let us know they are on a 2-hour delay today. That's the only closing and delay that we're aware of in the area. If we do get any other notifications, we will put them on our website, of course, ksje.com. The forecast does call for a partly cloudy and windy day today once this fog lifts away, but we could see wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour this afternoon. Today's high about 34 degrees in Farmington. Clear skies tonight, but cold. Low 15 degrees. Tomorrow, sunshine, 34 for a high on Wednesday with a low of 12. 30 degrees with sunshine on Thursday and the overnight low of 10 degrees. It'll be sunny and 32 on Friday with an overnight low of 12. maybe just a smidge warmer on Saturday and Sunday with highs near 40 degrees with sunshine, overnight lows in the teens and 20s, and then take a look at partly sunny skies on Monday before the next chance of precipitation and rain or snow showers comes into the forecast on Monday night. Joining me this morning to talk a little bit about Trace Rios Habitat for Humanity, the organization, of course, that helps families get into their home, a home of their own. Hope Tyler is joining me. She's the executive director of Trace Rios Habitat for Humanity. Hope, good morning and welcome back to KSJE.
Thank you. Good morning, Scott.
Great to have you here to give us an update on all the things that are happening with Trace Rios Habitat for Humanity. And I guess first and foremost is you're having a big event next month, right before Valentine's Day, to kind of spread the word about the organization, right?
That's right. We're going to have a prime rib dinner on February 10th at Sunray Casino. This is actually the third dinner we've done with the help of Sunray. They're sponsoring us. But we haven't done it for a few years with, all the pandemic things.
Right.
So we're very excited to be getting back to it. We'll have music and prime rib, which is one of my favorite meals. And it's going to be a really fun night.
Nice. And this is happening, of course, on February 10th at 6 p.m. at the High Desert Club.
Right.
And tickets are $30 for prime rib dinner, which is a pretty good deal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great deal. I was looking around some other restaurants and things, and it's a great deal.
Yeah,
So,
very much so.
yeah.
And people can buy tickets online. We're showing a graphic on the screen for folks who are watching the video. There's a QR code folks can scan, or they can go by the Restore here in Farmington to buy tickets.
Yep. And they can also email me directly at habitatsanjuan@gmail. There's a little processing fee if you buy the tickets online. So some people have said, they'd rather skip that.
Right.
So if they would rather do that, they can just email me.
Okay. Very good. And just a dinner, or will there be some info shared about Habitat as well?
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Okay.
We'll definitely be talking all about our next projects. We have a new house in the works. We're looking for a family right now. So we are taking some applications and hoping to find that partner family here in the next month or so.
Okay.
So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk
Yeah.
about the projects we've just completed this last 2 years, and really just the mission of Habitat and our role in the community.
Okay. But you've got the dinner and dancing too, and you've got a band lined up for this event as well, right?
Yeah, the Desert Thunder Band. They're a really fun dance band. They do a lot of country type music, but they can really play anything. They told me when I was interviewing them for playing that they love to interact with the crowd. So I'm looking forward to seeing all the different requests and music, and it's going to be really fun.
Nice. Well, and again, the timing is pretty special, having it right before Valentine's Day. So if someone, hint, hint, is looking for something to do for Valentine's Day with your significant other, this might be a great way to spend the evening, I would say.
Yeah, that's what we thought. With it being the Friday before Valentine's, why not?
Right.
Of course, you can also make it a night out with friends. We are selling the tables, a table of 8. If you would like to do your own table and have your group there, or bring your special someone and just wine and dine them, so to speak.
Right. Exactly. Again, February 10th, 6 p.m. at the High Desert Club at Sunray Park and Casino with the Desert Thunder Band. It is Let's Dine. I'm sorry. I know I was going to mess that up. Let's Dance and Dine for Valentine is the theme.
Yes. Yep. I practiced too.
I'm
so
right.
that's it.
You got it right. You did. That's wonderful. Well, let's talk a little bit about Trace Rios Habitat for Humanity and all of the successes that you all have achieved over the last few years. Again, we've been able to tell some of the story, but certainly maybe not all of it. But so exciting when there's a deserving family who is chosen to be part of this, and they get to kind of help build the home that they will be moving into, kind of put in their own sweat equity into that construction project, and other community volunteers. That's really what Habitat's all about, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So Habitat, when it originally started, most people know it, it's a national group. The idea was to have local communities, local groups come together and build the homes via volunteers. So every home we build, we have a group of volunteers, and we always need more volunteers. So if you've ever wanted to learn how to paint, or even if you have no skills, or even if you do have skills, we always are looking for volunteers. But we started it from the beginning. We dig the hole, we put the foundation in, and all the way until the last appliance is done in the kitchen.
Right.
Yes, this is our construction manager, Greg Anderson, digging the hole for the
That's the
last house.
foundation. Yeah. And they're actually
Yeah.
putting the foundation in. And the
Yep.
families that are chosen are helping as they can, right, during the process?
Yeah, so that's how the family kind of gives to the process. We don't require. We have a very small down payment, but the family does have to do 100 hours or more of sweat equity, is what we call it, which means that when we're doing work on Fridays and Saturdays, they're out there also helping. Our last homeowner, she was there every single weekend, just working really hard, and that's basically how you do your down payment.
Right.
Is work is the exchange.
Sure. And the family, remind us about the latest family. It was a mom and how many children? Two or three?
So yeah, the latest family was Carla, and she had 3 children. Um, let's see, how old are they now? Her oldest has to be 14, probably. So they'd
Okay.
be 14, 9, and 4 maybe now.
Right.
They were a little younger than that when we started the construction last year. But yeah, this is the family, and the family before that was another single mother with 3 kids. But you don't have to be a woman. You don't have to be a family. Actually, you just have to be in need of a home. They have to show that your home that you have currently is somehow unsafe or unsanitary. No running water would be an example. And then you have to meet the income requirements. There's some income requirements. You have to make under 60% of the average in Farmington, which is around $35,000.
Got it.
Uh, and then you can be qualified for these houses.
Interesting. Okay. And you are looking for a new family right now for your next project you mentioned, right?
We are, yeah.
Okay.
We opened up the application process in early December, and we have a super dedicated group of people who are going through the applications and meeting people. I know recently I talked to somebody who said, "Oh, I thought it was too late. I thought I missed the deadline." So if you were thinking about it and you didn't get it done in December, we're still open and taking applications.
Okay. But you've got, I guess, the rest of the project ready to go once you select your family, right? You've got all the other
Yeah.
well, not all the volunteers because you still always need volunteers, but the other donors and maybe donations from some of the other companies I know that help make these houses possible, right?
Yeah, so the next house will be built in, it looks like it's going to be built in Aztec. We have some lots there that were donated to us by a very generous person a few years ago. And, and then we have amazing sponsors like Wells Fargo and Intac and P&M. And then, of course,
Mm-hmm.
lots of individuals who donate to make it possible. So as soon as the ground thaws out and it's not frozen and we get our family, we'll be ready to go.
Great. And remind us how much input the family has on the house. I mean, do they, depending on the size of the family, does that impact the size of the house and things along that line? I imagine there's a cost involved with everything, right? So how much does the
Absolutely.
family have to have a say in the project?
Sure. Yeah. Well, so as far as the size of the family, the size of the home definitely is reflected in that. If they had 5 kids, we'd build a bigger home. If they have 3, we build a home for 3.
Right.
Um, but the major thing, and one of my favorite parts of this program, is that you get to pick your paint colors, you get to pick your cabinet colors, you get to pick what color your countertops are. You get to, I know in one of the houses we built, I think it was not this last one, but the one before, she wanted a rain shower. So we had a rain shower, things like that.
Got it. And I know for some of the kids too, they sometimes have very specific colors that they would like in their bedrooms, and that is something you can accommodate as well, usually, right?
Yeah. Yeah, any color they want, they get to pick their colors.
Right.
And we even
With
had
mom or
one.
dad's approval, I suppose.
Well, yeah, I suppose they get some say. Yeah. And one of the little girls in one of our houses actually saw something on Pinterest she liked, and it was multicolored. And so we painted her room all multicolored for her.
How wonderful. Well, that's great. And again, if someone is listening or watching us this morning, Hope Tyler, and they would like more information about applying, they can do that from the website. Is that the best place to go?
Yeah, if you go to Habitat, oh, well, let me backwards. I was going to give you the email. Let me give you the website.
Okay.
RiosHabitat.com. And then you click on the new home tab. All the information about the guidelines for qualifications, the application, everything is there. You just print it out. If you need a paper copy, we do have paper copies available at the store if you don't have a printer. And then you do have to go down to the store to turn the application in because we need to check your ID and make sure it's really you and not someone else.
Right.
But it's pretty simple. You just fill it out and drop it off at the store and show our store manager, Daniel, that you are who you say you are, and you're off to the races.
Okay. And of course, the Habitat Restore in Farmington, for folks, I'm hoping there's no one listening to us that hasn't been shopping at the Habitat Restore, but it's over there on basically Murray Drive and Broadway as you're heading kind of south of Farmington there, between Farmington and Bloomfield.
Yeah, 1915 East Murray Drive is where the store's at. And I didn't mention this earlier, when we were talking about the prime rib dinner, you can buy your tickets at the store too.
Good point.
And they're open. Everybody's been asking me when they're open, so let me see if I can get this right.
Okay.
It's Wednesday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5, and then Saturdays they're open 9 to 2.
Okay. And I have to say, I have to sing the praises of the store because there are so many things that are there that are great if you're doing a project or looking for something, or from furniture to doorknobs to light fixtures to, anything you can think of really is at the Restorer. And I have to give Daniel kudos as well because he has it organized very, very well. You can usually find what you need pretty quickly once you get in there.
Yeah, and even if you don't know what you're looking for, Daniel will
True.
help you find it.
That's very, very true. So that's great. And Hope, do you have the records in front of you of how many houses Habitat has been able to build for families here in San Juan County?
This next house will be number 15.
How about that? That's amazing.
Yeah.
So that means 15 families in San Juan County have been able to move into a home that they own thanks to Tres Rios Habitat for Humanity.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, they move into the home. It's theirs completely. They pay a mortgage just like anybody else would, but it's their home. And then we also have our repair program, and mostly what we've been doing recently with that, excuse me, I have just a little cough today. Most of what we've been doing with that is building handicap ramps for seniors and disabled people who otherwise would not be able to leave their homes. In fact, we just finished one a couple weeks ago, and we're going to be finishing another for an elderly woman who broke a hip probably this week.
Nice.
Or next week. And, we do other things too. We've done everything from, put new windows in and fix gutters to painting exterior. It is an exterior repair program. We don't do interior work on that program.
Got you. But I imagine for those ramp projects, those are really life-changing for some of these folks, right? That maybe have had a disability or just some mobility issues, and to be able to get in and out a lot easier with a ramp has got to be a great improvement for them.
Yeah, well, the one we just finished a couple weeks ago, she had an issue where she would fall quite a bit. And so anytime she had to try to leave her home, she would fall, and she's not able to get back up on her own. She would have to call the ambulance.
Ah.
And so we're hoping this is going to really help her, be able to get in and out in her wheelchair or with a walker and get around.
Right. Very good. My guest this morning, Hope Tyler, is with me. She's Executive Director of Tres Rios Habitat for Humanity. They're having a big event coming up on February 10th at Sunray Park and Casino, a prime rib dinner, complete with dancing, and lots of great information shared about the Tres Rios Habitat for Humanity organization. And so, Hope, once you select your next family, I guess and the ground thaws, what's the timeline to start? Just as soon as the weather permits to start building the next house?
As soon as we have the family and as soon as the weather permits, we'll get going. The last house we actually started at the end of February because it was a mild winter. This winter's proving that it might be a little less mild, so maybe it'll be a little later. But it's really about finding the family at this point, and then as soon as the ground thaws, we'll get going.
Okay, and the time of finishing, you're hoping to get it completed during the year then? Is that the hope?
Yes, our construction manager kind of sets a goal of 6 months for himself. Although I have to say he usually beats his goal. This last house took just under 5.5 months. The one before that he actually did in 4.5 months. So it's just a matter of, all the stars aligning. And this is the last house we just did. The homes have garages. This
Right.
particular house was a 3-bedroom. Nice open living room, kitchen. I don't know if you have a kitchen picture there.
There we
But all
go.
modern. Yeah, nice modern kitchens. We do provide the appliances. Whirlpool provides them actually.
Nice. Great.
So
And again,
yeah,
the homeowner can choose the floor color, I suppose, maybe, and material
yeah,
sometimes, and
yeah.
the countertops and the cabinets, I guess, right?
Carla picked that flooring and those cabinets and the colors and everything in that kitchen.
Very, very good. And remind me who's in this picture. It's your board chair, I think, isn't it?
This is our board president,
Yes.
Gretchen Kane. Yes, she and her son and her daughter have worked on several of the last houses, and obviously she's our board president as well. I think she's been with us, I'm gonna say 4 or 5 years on the board now. She's
Okay.
been board president a majority of that time.
Very
So,
nice.
and that's a picture of Carla, our last homeowner. She's putting the numbers up for her house.
Right. Now that it's hers, she owns it. She's making the
Yep,
payments on it, and she can put up
that's
those
her house. It's all
numbers.
finalized. Yep.
Perfect.
And that was the last of the homes we built up on Crouch Mesa. So that was the 5th or 6th home in that neighborhood.
Okay.
And we're hoping to do something similar in the next neighborhood where we'll have, 5 or 6 or 7 families that, have gone through our program and can really help each other and support each other and be there if something comes up.
Right. And so would this be near that lot that you mentioned in the Aztec area? Is that the next neighborhood you're looking to fill up, I guess, with Habitat
Yeah.
homes?
Yep. It's always a question of, I always say when the stars align, because there's permitting and things. So, but
Sure.
that's what we're hoping is that'll be on next development.
Okay.
There's an Aztec there.
Very
It's
ex-
over. It's a great little neighborhood actually. I don't know if most people know where Zia is in Aztec, Zia Street, but it's right behind the elementary school there. So
Okay.
it'll be a great place for families.
Great. There's been some homes built, as you mentioned, Crouch Mesa. I think there are some homes in Bloomfield area. I know maybe some on maybe north of Aztec, if I recall correctly, on 574. I'm going back a long way and dating myself probably by
Yeah, yeah,
talking
good
about some
memory.
of these locations, but you really tried to fill the county a little bit. And of course, it really depends on the land. And if you get the land donated, which is wonderful, that's got to really make the houses a lot more affordable too, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, we're in the process of actually buying more land now so we can keep building.
Ter-
So,
Terrific. And I know you've talked before, if the stars align and things like that, that instead of building maybe one house a year, wouldn't it be great to build maybe 2 or
yeah, that's the
3, right?
goal.
If you have
Yeah.
enough volunteers and I guess funds, right? That's all that's holding you
Yep.
back. I think the need is there.
Yeah, the biggest thing at this point is having enough money to build because it does cost us somewhere between $155 and $165, or not dollars. Wow, that would be a great house. 100 around $160,000 to build the home because we do still have to pay for the material.
Right.
So it's a matter of us raising that much money, and that money comes from the store. So if you shop at the store, you're supporting us. We have our local donors, we have our business donors, and things like this fundraiser that we're doing on the 10th.
Right. That all adds up, doesn't it? And helps you to be able to do these things for these families in the area. And so the applications are open. And is there a deadline? Is it kind of a rolling deadline? Is the board reviewing some of these applications as they come in?
We're reviewing it as they come in. In fact, they're meeting this Saturday for the next meeting.
Okay.
And it'll just keep rolling until we find the family that's the right fit.
Got you. And how important is, I guess, credit worthiness and things like that, Hope Tyler? You mentioned kind of income guidelines and things like that, but is this kind of like a mortgage and credit being important as well for this commitment that these
So
families are making?
yes and no.
Okay.
It's not like going to the bank and having to have perfect credit. We do run a credit history. We are looking, for a history of paying your bills and having, some financial responsibility. But it's, you don't have to have a perfect financial credit score.
Okay.
I don't know what the banks are charging these days, but I know at one point you had to have at least a 650 if you were going through the bank, and we don't require quite that much.
Got you. And so what happens for these families is, they put in some sweat equity, as you mentioned, but they still have a small mortgage maybe to pay off over time. Is that kind of the idea? And it's a fairly low interest rate, if at all. Is that kind of how it works?
Absolutely, yeah. So, like I said, a very small down payment, $500 to $1,500, depending on the family's financial situation. And then from there, it's a no interest loan. So no interest is ever paid. And usually they're a 30-year mortgage. And the payments usually come out to like $500 or $600 a month that you're paying for, like, say, a 3-bedroom home.
Right.
So very affordable. The last person that we built the home, it was actually cheaper than the apartment she was living in.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, after a certain number of years, it's theirs completely.
Right.
And usually within 2 or 3 months of finishing the build, the home is in their name.
Mm-hmm. Got you.
As far as the mortgage payment and stuff.
Right. Got it. And they're paying back Habitat, are they not? Or is there a bank involved as well?
There's no banks involved. They
Okay.
pay Habitat directly, and we put it into what we call the Fund for Humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes right into the very next house.
Got it. That makes sense. You turn it right back around.
Yep.
Okay. Very good. Well, before we run out of time, I hope, Tyler, you told me that you are hiring. The Help Wanted sign is out. So maybe share some of that news with our audiences this morning.
Sure. So I've been with Habitat for Humanity for 4.5 years. And just due to some personal reasons and just life getting busy, I've decided to step down as executive director. So there's a great opportunity right now for people who have a background in fundraising, leadership, even if you're just a great writer, if you know anything about social media, there's an opportunity to apply. And, I'll be working with the person over the next couple months, get them kind of trained up. And then I'll just come and bang a hammer instead of doing all of the executive director. I'll just come bang hammers at the house.
You become a volunteer at that time, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. And
it is a paid position.
Yeah.
We're advertising. You can find out more on our Facebook page, our website. We even have an ad on Indeed. Or again, just email me directly at habitatsanjuan@gmail.com, and we'll talk.
There you go.
It might be something that would be good for you.
Okay. But how many hours a week would you say? I know maybe some weeks are busier than others, but on average, what would you say?
Yeah, it's a part-time position on an average of about 20 hours a week. And the best thing about it is you work on your own schedule, because there's not an office. You just, when something needs to get done, you do it.
Right.
And so, if a mom whose kids are in school and you can only work during school hours, or, if you have a second job like I do, you can work around and make your own schedule.
Right. Very flexible, it sounds like.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice. Well,
And it's a wonderful, rewarding position.
Well, I can imagine. It must be. It really is. And of course, you're changing lives with these families, as we talked about. And we've spoken to some of the families and heard directly from them just how much this is so life-changing for them. So it's a great opportunity for someone in the area to take the lead of the Trace Rios Habitat for Humanity organization, and to be able to kind of have you there to guide them and helpful and get them kind of transition into this new spot. You're offering to do that, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not going to run away. My heart is still in the mission, and I'll be available, and that'll be really nice for the new person.
That will be. Very much so. Very true. Well, to wrap up, the Prime Rib Dinner for Habitat for Humanity, it is a fundraiser for the organization, thanks to Sunray Park and Casino, the High Desert Club on February 10th, 6 p.m. Music by the Desert Thunder Band, and the tickets are $30 in advance. It's available online or at the Farmington Habitat Restore. Or for a table of 8, that's about $210 is what it adds up to be, right?
Yeah, you get a little discount if you take a whole table.
There you go. Very good. But that's a great dinner and a great evening and a wonderful opportunity for dance and dine for Valentine on February the 10th. So sounds like a great opportunity.
Yep. And, I'm encouraging everyone to dress, I don't know what you call it, Valentine style.
Okay.
Style.
Sure.
So it'll be great. It'll be really fun.
Very true. Well, Hope Tyler, I appreciate you being with me this morning to talk about this event and all the great things that Habitat does. And I'll miss talking to you about Habitat, but I hope we'll be able to talk to each other for other things. I know we will in the future.
I'm sure we'll be able to figure it out.
I bet. Thank you, Hope, very much. That's Hope Tyler from Habitat for Humanity, my guest this morning here on KSJE. KSJE and San Juan College present the Student Success Coaching Tip of the Week.
All right, again, for week tip number 2 from the Student Achievement Center is time management. We really encourage our students to develop a time management. This can include creating a study plan at the beginning of the semester based on your course syllabus. Ideally, you should study a little bit every day throughout the week. Even just 20 minutes can make a huge difference, so you don't wind up cramming and stressing out right before the big exam. Also, don't forget to look at the big picture. Review your syllabus each class and set the due dates on the calendar for exams, tests, and big assignments. This assures that you have plenty of time for study for your tests or complete those larger assignments that are due.
The Student Success Coaching Tip of the Week, presented by KSJE and the Student Achievement Center at San Juan College. KSJE is supported by the Farmington Civic Center, bringing the Simon and Garfunkel story back to the stage after sold-out tours around the world. The nostalgic multimedia experience and a full live band perform all the hits, including Mrs. Robinson, Cecilia, Homeward Bound, and many more. The Simon and Garfunkel story at the Farmington Civic Center, Tuesday, January 24th at 7:30 p.m. Find out more at fmtn.org/shows.